welcome back to the channel. Jim and Steve here again. What's going on? Pulling up to a large property here. Yeah. The swimming pool in the front yard. We saw this on camera when this was like 3 feet high. He showed this big field here. Yeah. And it was our first cut of the season. They signed up very late, but we're back. We're doing bi-weekly service for them, and we got the Scag 61 here. We're gonna knock this one out in no time. Let's do it. You want to weed whack everything first. I'll do the big part, and if there's time, you just cut up the top. Just move their pool and don't get grass in it. All right. This thing is a monster. Yeah. It looks like the windstorm came back. No gas in here. I think we're gonna have to go home and wash that real quick. Yeah, the mower? And then come back out. Yeah, my boots are dirty too. Yeah. It's funny, I forgot that this trailer usually doesn't have a windstorm in it. I could have just pulled that out and blew off, but I forgot. I mean, to keep up with all the neat freaks on Instagram and Facebook, we're gonna have to wash it as soon as we get home. Yeah. We can't do anything. I can't feed my daughter. I can't shower. We're gonna have to go power wash that thing. What do you think on a serious note? All joking aside, I noticed the front you cut with the Toro clumped like crazy. Yeah, because it was wet, and this is a bi-weekly account. Some of you guys, I don't do any bi-weeklies whatsoever. We try to stick to that saying as much as we can, but this is a large property, and it's worth the money to cut it bi-weekly. The Scag didn't clump at all. Yeah. With the big 38 and a half, right? Yeah. Horsepower? Yeah. Or is it a 38? 38 Kawasaki. That motor's something you don't want to mess with. That thing is a beast. Yeah. And I guess the saying so far true on the Scag mowing deck is that it's the best deck on the market, and the opening is so much wider that it didn't clump at all. I wasn't going full speed, but I was going pretty fast. But it didn't clump. I didn't have to double cut anything. And yours, I had to blow the clumps out from the Toro. Yeah. So we're at the next property. You want to weed whack for him, and I'll go up to the third property? Yeah. I'm gonna go right here. This is when we got 6 on the same street, I think, right? Yeah. Route density is our best friend, because we can just drive from house to house here with the mower. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. we're done cutting lawns for the day, and we're gonna actually do our parents a favor here at their house. You want to explain a little bit? Well, our mom doesn't like how this entrance is to the pool. It always washes out when we get heavy rains, comes off the sidewalk, especially down the lawn too from the road. You can see the dip. It always comes down right down here and washes all the mulch out. People going in and out of the pool are always stepping in the mulch, bringing it in the pool or bringing it in the house. And she's been begging for some river rock down here, just the entranceway, for quite some time. Now these clients, Papa Zig and our mom, do not want weed fabric. Well, my dad doesn't want weed fabric here because there's piping. I think the main box for the sprinklers is under here, and all the lines run which way for the sprinkler. So if they ever have to get to it, weed fabric's going to be a mess, and they really usually never get any weeds in here anyway. They keep up with their weed treatments in this area, so we're going to go right on top of the mulch. This is heading to the mulch this year, so it's basically just dirt. Yeah, we can say in the comments that you need the weed fabric, the whole thing, but we've done it this way at clients' house also who don't want weed fabric. Right on top, and we go so thick with the rock that you're gonna get a weed pop up here or there, but you don't need weed fabric in every single situation. You can see we actually weed fabriced. This used to be grass originally. I think like 10 years ago someone weed fabriced it before they mulched it for the first time. Like you see here, this is as much weeds as that'll pop up randomly. If they don't want weed fabric, we're gonna do this nice and quick and just run the wheelbarrows manually. There's no need for the Toro multi-force with the dump because we'd be driving over the bluestone, and I think we would make more of a mess. It would take longer, honestly, getting it unstuck and everything. But we won't have to move these bluestone ever again. We used to pick these up every single year to mulch and put them back to make it look fresh. Now they're set in place where they are, and we're just gonna rock and be good to go. So that's good. If it was my house, I would get rid of all the bluestone. I would river rock the whole thing, put nice new stepping stones in with weed fabric, but this is just a nice quick.
Yeah, they're having a party this weekend too.
We're closing the pool in about a month, so it's just a quick way to make it look good. It'll look good for the future years too, but they don't want weed fabric, so what can we do? If they don't want it, we're not going to do it. So we'll get going here. Well, that's a wrap. No weed fabric. We went a good 3 to 4 inches and a little bit higher in some spots, a little bit thicker. But that's the finished product. It's going to wash off even more once we get our first rain. This is just a hose, but turned out pretty good.
Yeah. What do you think, Mosey?
I think it looks awesome. Oh, you did all back here too. It looks great. Oh my God, thank you so much. It looks awesome. Awesome. Wow, what a difference. Super.
Do the whole thing next year.
Oh my God, that looks awesome.
It's not even washed off all the way once it rains. We just hosed it, but once it rains, it's going to go gray like the rocks that are inside the pool.
And then, like, the stone will hold in these walking stones.
Yeah, you never have to move. You never have to move them again.
That's awesome. That looks great.
For the family discount, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Very happy. Luna, what do you think? You're not here anymore.
All right, we can wrap this.
All right,
we
gotta.
The job, but we'll wrap the video up later.
Yeah. Bye now.
Bye now. Thank you.
Happy Wednesday morning here. So we wrapped up our day yesterday. We got some rain and we did inside work, which nobody wants to see, like some yard book stuff, some advertising. billing and whatnot. But now it's Wednesday and we still got these Toro Groundsmasters from this auction. We got this one you just saw me start it up. 3-cylinder diesel mechanical fuel pump. That's going to be the last time this thing's going to run in the Groundsmaster here. Somebody else is going to get this engine. We're going to pull it out today, and we have an identical one over here that is seized. It's seized solid. There's no real turn in this motor. I don't know if it ran low on oil or got water in there. I don't know, but we're gonna pull this motor out too. We got this one for 50 bucks. I think we got this one for 200 bucks. And you can't beat that. That's a good deal because we're gonna scrap whatever's left. The rest of the mower is complete garbage. There might be some parts here or there that somebody could pick off, but by the time we do that, just rather scrap it and get the money from scrap and get these the heck out of here. But the good part is that these motors are worth a lot of money. The one that's seized is worth it even for parts just because of the pump and whatever other parts are on there, you know, the manifolds and possibly cylinder head, depending on what type of shape stuff is in. But we're going to sell the motors probably as one package. The other one running is worth a lot more than the seized one. Obviously, it's worth more than the mowers combined as a whole. Just the way that the market works, people want the motor for some other project. They don't really care about their golf course mower. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take these motors out, and hopefully they are simple to get out. I didn't even really look at them. I was just getting some clips just to prove that this one runs for whoever does buy it. If they want to see a video of it running before they do. But I don't have a specific dollar in mind for what I want for this one, but it will be far more than we paid for this whole thing. We'll just put it that way. It doesn't look too bad. You got a drive shaft up front. We can 2 bolts, I believe. That looks like it just pops right off. We got a couple belts. Probably just end up cutting the drive belt because, like I said, the mower's garbage. And we got a few motor mounts down low. And that looks like it's it. Possibly try to keep this whole fan and the exhaust, everything as one unit. Maybe if the radiator comes, we'll take it out, but if not, we'll just sell it as just the engine. But this is why we changed the channel name. You know, we did landscaping yesterday. We're doing this today. The whole point of the channel is we're entrepreneurs. We're going to make money. And if we did just the old name with Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape, the video would have been done yesterday. We wouldn't get to see this part, but that's why we changed it to Ziggy Brothers, just to show you everything that we do, the different assets and skill sets that we have, we bring to the table, and making money. That's what it's all about. That's why we're in business. But let's get started on this thing. All right, we should be able to pluck this thing right out. All the motor mounts are disconnected. It really was a fairly straightforward job. I like this machine because if you did have to switch a motor, it would take you no time to get this thing back into position on the way back in. But we're gonna be picking it up with this. This is gonna be a little bit overkill, so we're gonna get this out of the way. I feel like you're in like a fire tower or something up here. You can see everything. The funny thing is, this is actually my first time driving this. I've never driven it. Only Steve has. I've never used one of these, but let's figure it out. Man, the steering in this thing is insane. How it just turns the whole machine. Oh, I got the hang of it. It wasn't very far. Don't make fun of me. I've never used this thing, and I'm not trying to hit stuff on my first time. But it's fairly simple, I guess. Just 2 pedals and the the lever, but I mean, I guess most people probably wouldn't have used one of these because they're so dang expensive and you don't really need them unless you're a big yard or a quarry or something. But back to this motor, let's go try to figure out a good spot to grab this. I mean, if I lift it up, it's moving. Oh, you got two little hooks, it looks like here. Maybe I'll hook it there. That thing came right out. Look at that. That's how you pull a motor out of a golf course. Pretty simple. You gotta do the same thing to this one. Why would you want one when you can have two? With this one almost thrown in, that's what the deal's almost gonna look like. It's gonna be a good deal. Whoever gets it, you know, you get all these parts, even though the motor is locked up, you got all those good parts, muffler, all that good stuff. Can go onto this one and keep it around for extra parts or scrap it, who cares? But this one's going to be bringing in the money. This is just going to be thrown into the deal probably, unless we can get it unseized and do something with the motor and get it running and all that. But I highly doubt that we're even going to go into that stretch of this. I think we're just going to send it on its way, you know. Sometimes it's the easiest thing. You want to fix everything. I know I always feel that way. I like trying to say that I could fix it, which, yeah, I know I could fix it, but sometimes just the pride in doing that, and like, it's not worth it, because by the time you get it fixed, you just lost money, lost time, or whatever the case may be. So sometimes it's easy to just let stuff walk in terms of just making money. Moving right along. This motor is a 4-cylinder Kubota. It's such a shame. I hate to do this. This is the mini vac truck that we made that video on, the Mad Vac. But the way the market's going, the motor's worth like double or triple what the whole thing is worth as a unit, which is so unfortunate, because this thing is really cool. With the hose that comes down, it goes up and over and into the body back here where you can dump it. It's got a high dump option. You can dump it into a truck. It's such a shame that this whole thing has to go to waste, but it's just not worth it. The whole thing as a unit it's worth maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500 most. By the time we find a buyer for this, because I don't know who the heck would want this, it's just not realistic. Nobody's going to buy this. No township's going to buy this. They're going to go buy a new one. And I don't know what else you'd use it for. It's not going to work for leaves. It doesn't have enough power for leaves. It's just for drains and sewers and stuff, and it's not a practical thing. Unfortunately, the whole machine is kind of a waste, in my opinion. It's just a stupid machine. It's very cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just it's not practical. I don't know. There's not much of a market. It just is what it is. Scrap prices, this thing's gonna be worth it alone for what we paid it in scrap, and we're gonna get the motor for, we're actually gonna make money taking the motor out just on scrap price for what this goes for in the junkyard. And it's a heavy thing. It's not lightweight, so I'm hoping it comes close to that in scrap, if not more, which would be terrific. But let's get this motor yanked out. So sad to see, but it's bound to happen. You know, it's for bigger and better things, make us money, grow the channel, grow the business. And we bought this. We knew we were going to pull the motor out of this one. That takes skill right there to get it to do that. What a weird contraption this thing is, like how it's put in here. It's very strange. Look at that. Took the whole pump off. It was like jammed in here with these motor mounts. It's like, I don't even know how they assembled this thing. They must have started from the ground up like they usually do, I guess, and everything else comes on after, but it must be a very specific order, because getting off this, the pump was near impossible. I had to use a short stubby wrench for about an hour to get the nut to go off because it was in the worst spot. The motor mounts, this one especially, was the one that was underneath there was in a terrible spot to get that one off. But it worked, and we didn't lose the motor in the process. It looks good. All right, now's the easy part. We wait. We wait until it sells. That one, like I said, I'm hoping for, I think that's $2,000 plus easily, just because it's a Kubota, it's a 4-cylinder, it runs, and they just go for big money. It is what it is. And then these other two, I'm gonna tarp these up later. And this sorry thing's we're gonna have to get this in the truck somehow, but that'll be later. I'm waiting for Steve to come home and help me with that. But I'm gonna probably wrap up the video there. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of the Scag 61. We're really interested to hear what you think, and of all these other little projects going on. But we'll see you guys in the next one. My hands are dirty, time for me to go in and wash up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.